Welcome back. Today I am going to talk about Camera Raw, and this is going to be a real quick overview of what we can do in Camera Raw, and hopefully it'll help you out and get you excited about exploring some of the aspects deeper in detail. Alright, the first thing I would do here in Camera Raw is I'd come down here and make sure that my camera settings or my output settings are going to be correct. Now here's where we're going to set up our color space. We have sRGB, ProPhoto RGB, Color Match, and Adobe RGB 1998. We're going to use Adobe RGB 1998. We can choose 8-bit, 16-bit. We can choose the actual physical size, and then we can set our resolution here. Alright, so I'm not going to downsample it or sample it up. I'm just going to use it at exactly the same size that it was captured. So we'll say OK. So now I know when I go ahead and open this image that it's going to be correct in Photoshop. We have a pan and zoom just like in Photoshop, so we can hold down our spacebar to pan and zoom, Command spacebar to zoom, Command spacebar option to zoom out, hold down spacebar to pan. I think most of you are comfortable with that from Photoshop. We also see down here that we can zoom in, zoom out, or we could just go to the 100%, or we could come right back to fit to view. The next couple of things I'm going to do is I want to sample here. I've got these little sample register marks, and I can set a total of 9 of these within an image, and these are basically going to give me readouts of what the RGB red, green, and blue values are for these areas. Now I don't need 9, so I'm going to just delete some of these. And how I'm doing that is I'm just using that same tool and holding down Option, and you'll see those tick marks go away. And if you want to move them, we just hover over it, click on it, and move it. So I'm looking for values of black, my black areas where I know I want to have black, and I'm looking for neutral areas, which is this background. Now for me, this image has a green color cast, and I think that's obvious to you. And I think if we go up here and look at this number 1 sample point, we'll see that red is 136, green is the predominant color, 153, and blue is 132. And likewise in the black area, green is predominant. So we are going to have a green color cast. That's kind of obvious. And how we're going to get rid of that color cast, we want to try to make this background, since I know it was shot on a gray background, I want to neutralize that. And we are going to go up here and grab our white balance tool, and I'm going to come down here on this sample point, and I'm going to click, and now you see that that image is much more neutral. And if I look at these values in this number 1 sample, I'll see now I've neutralized or made those values equal or close to equal. And when we have equal RGB, red, green, and blue, we'll have neutrality. In other words, there's no predominant color cast. And I can go down here and look at this number 2 sample point, and just by neutralizing that background, we've brought in these red, green, and blue values in that area much closer. So that's how we're going to try to get rid of unwanted color casts. Alright, so we can also crop inside of Camera Raw, which is pretty cool. We can do custom. This is set to 4 by 8, 4 inches by 8 inches, and I'll just click and drag. And then I'll click inside the crop, much like Photoshop. Not exactly like Photoshop, but similar. And I don't need those sample points, so I'll just go up here and say clear samples. Alright, so there's our crop. We can straighten. So we have a straighten tool much like in Photoshop. And we have a spot removal tool if you want to do some retouching. Red eye. One of the cool things that I use a lot is this local or this adjustment brush. So we can paint in areas if we want to lighten it. And I'm doing this real quick just for demonstration. So if we hover over that, we'll see where we painted. And now we can come in here and darken that area, or we could lighten it. And if we hold down Option, we can erase our painting, much like an adjustment layer in Photoshop. But we can do it right here in Camera Raw. And the way how I use Camera Raw is trying to get the image as best that I can, or adjusted the best that I can, just to show a client, say for a proof sheet. I'm going to clear that crop. We have a graduated filter here that we can click and drag, and you'll see that where the green area is the area that the adjustment's going to affect the most, and then it's going to fade out or gradate over that area that we drag to. So if I drag real tight, it's going to be a real tight area. If I pull it out, that gradation is going to be a little smoother. And we can change that exposure, so we can change it way up, or we can darken that area. Okay, and we have all these other things. We can change the temperature in that area. We can make it yellow. We can make it warm. We have a lot of the functions that we have over in the main adjustment window, but it's just confined to this gradient. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit clear. Don't need that anymore. We can rotate, pretty simple. And if we make some adjustments on this image, we can click up here or hit P, and we can see kind of befores and afters. All right, that is going to do it for me. Oh, one other thing. We can also save an image. So if we have this all set up and we had it cropped, let's say we wanted to crop it, and we wanted to save the image, we can save it right out here. We don't have to go to Photoshop. We can just save, and you'll see that we have some dialog boxes that we can interact with. We can say select the folder where we're going to save it. We can rename it. Include the file extension. We can save this as digital negative, JPEG, TIFF, Photoshop. And if we're saving it as a JPEG, we can also say low, medium, high, or maximum. All right, now I think that's it. So play around with this, experiment with Camera Raw, and try to get comfortable with using this for a first round of image adjustments. All right, I think that's it. I thank you for all of your comments, and I will see you down the road in yet another video. Thank you.